You also say that some people are coming from homes without two parents. Actually, you don't need two parents to raise good, healthy kids. Every child just needs one caring adult. It doesn't even have to be a mom or a dad. It could be a grandma. It could be a mentor. It could be a teacher. Yeah. Just one caring adult is enough to transform the life of a person from chaos to a very successful and a life that is really thriving. Yeah.
But also another thing is like now we'll also notice like for a lot, because that's something we've mentioned, but a lot of also households kind of like now in Nairobi, it's like, I don't say it's a fashion, but it's just single parents. Okay. Either the dad or the mom. But I think mostly like we've seen like a very big rise also like on single moms. I don't know why it's almost impossible for couples to stay together right now, especially when kids are also involved. Because I thought like the kids are supposed to be like the glue. But somehow you still see like now, once the kid comes, it's like people always go separate ways. It's very common. Of course, I'll say that because I can also relate to some situation, not my children, but other people that I've seen, friends, family, and that, because I just see it around me. So it's not something I can ignore, but I'm always interested to understand how the dynamics of that are not working anymore.
The rise of the single mother, the rise of the...
rise of single mother, and also just...
parent, one parent.
One parent. I don't want to use the word broken homes because it could be, separate, but still like it would have been the best thing to happen. Maybe guys are toxic.
Okay. So first of all, I'd say what has brought about the rise of this single parents household, one parent household, is because first of all, there is so much information out there. I'll still come back to this social media. It became a double-edged sword. It became a problem as well as a solution. So what happens? Social media can tend to fool you into thinking that other people are being treated better than you're being treated by your spouse.
There's better out there.
There's better out there. It can fool you into thinking that you have a lot of options out there. And that's a problem that was not there kitambo.
Yeah.
Then the next thing is that I feel like people are dealing with a lot right now just because people are less resilient. They are less tolerant of struggles, they feel like, unaniongezea shida, you better go, and then I feel like women are generally more empowered. They have the option to work, they have the option to do own property, all these things that were not there in the previous generation. So when as a woman I feel like I own property, I have income, I can do a lot of things, then I feel like, okay, as a man coming into my life,
what are you bringing to the table?
What are you bringing to the table? Because and now I'm asking for more from the man. Kitambo, all you had to do as a man is pay school fees, do what? Pay rent. That's it. But now the women are also demanding more. They are demanding fathers that are involved in their children's life. They are demanding emotional intimacy. Things that probably men are not good at. Emotional intimacy. They are demanding a lot of things.
But now just even let's say, because like I think we can also just agree on like as much as we would want to, men and women actually always, if you're just observant in general, you'll always see we always have two different perspectives.
Okay.
And I think that's what will always make us special. So now like when it comes to like also like a household, should we completely abolish this thing of like a man is supposed to be like the provider? Because now empowerment means, does it mean you don't need a man or what does it mean exactly? I don't want to misquote it here because it's like he said what and he wants to pay for what? No, I'm supposed to pay for. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought it would feel good to take care of like your woman, take care of her bills. Make sure even if she's working, it's not too much. I wouldn't, like, let's say if I was in a situation, I wouldn't want my better half to be working the same hours as I'm working. Because let me break my back so that it's slightly easier on you.
Okay.
You can work if you want, but, because of course nowadays, like, now I don't work and then you leave me. But everyone is like almost so prepared to be left that now they're like, they have to put themselves in a situation where may have to work because I don't want any surprises. But should we abolish that whole thing of like men taking care of women so that now we do 50-50? In Europe, it seems to be working.
Okay.
If you go on a date, if you go on a date, 50-50. They won't even allow you to pay at their bill. They're like, no. Here we do 50-50. You can't pay in it. 50-50. Even in the house, 50-50. Yeah, most households in Europe, it's 50-50.
Okay. So I'd say probably it boils down to the women. Probably some of us have misinterpreted it. As a person on my part, I'd say I love being taken care of by a man. Like I don't love that stress of rent, of school fees, of all that. Yeah? So I think it all boils down to some women. Some women actually have have this core belief that if a man provides for you, he owes you. So they tend to say, hapana, usininunulie shamba, utakuja kuninyaganya. Don't buy me a car, you know. Yeah. So you see, it all comes down to someone's core beliefs and their preferences. Yeah, but masculinity, female empowerment is not about letting all the women do everything. That's not how it was supposed to be. I fully believe that's not how it was intended to be. Like when it was women empowerment, it was giving women more options to make the right choices for them. But sasa isikue, sasa mzigo yote bebeni, you know.
Because I think now it always gets to that point where now anything a man suggests from a man's point of view, like we feel it's being called toxic masculinity.
Okay.
So it's like we're overstepping. So even if it's like saying, well, what would I say? Of course, definitely rent. I don't think there's a woman who enjoys paying rent.
There isn't.
Do you enjoy paying rent? No. If somebody takes care of that for you,
nice.
Yeah, because I think that's like one of the most important things that you have to look out for every month. So if that's taken off the table, and just a few things like, let's say if it's school fees and stuff, that's where like I think traditional men used to say like, you know, my money is our money and your money is your money. Because now your money you can do with it things that are more not too strenuous.
Yeah.
If it's spoiling yourself, a little few things in the house here and there. But the major things, let me take care of it. If it's shopping for your nini, big things, big responsibilities. The small ones, you take care of them. So, I mean, it's tricky to know where we're supposed to balance it out.
Okay.
Because now, as we've said, like, we're getting in more situations where women are saying, I can do everything on my own. I don't really need a man.
Okay.
And that's a very common phrase.
I can do
and
question.
Yeah.
You like talking about the way our background.
Come closer, because the mic will pick like from when you're slightly closer. The question is.
You also talk about the way we are raised and what we are exposed to in our families growing up might also dictate the way we see life. Like if I saw my dad working and then not allowing my mom to make any financial decisions, I might be like, I want my own money. I do not want my man to give me money because then it's his. So does that also have to do with the way women are like, I'll do it all by myself because of what they saw at home? And they're like, no, to protect myself from what I saw at home, then I'm making my own money and deciding how I use it.
And I think you're absolutely right, because that scenario has come up so many times where a woman tells you they are very protective over their finances.
Yeah.
Like I met someone who was like 9 months pregnant and still going to work. And I asked her, where you working? You have a husband, he's married. And he's like, Apana. What I saw my mom do to my dad do to my mom.
Yeah, and that's very common by the way.
It will not happen to me. Yeah.
But now, what do you call that in psychological terms? Because I think that's something people project kind of from like their past experiences, right? Or what they've seen.
They've been conditioned,
I've seen my mom suffer. I wouldn't want to suffer the same way.
And that's how most adults are leading their lives.
But doesn't that rob you the joy of actually giving a good relationship a chance? Because now your attitude is in that situation where you're like, no, me, I don't. When you could just chill back. Before that happens, can you at least enjoy this situation that's going on? So now there's no even chance of experiencing something that's genuine. Because I'm just trying to think about it this way. Can you imagine you're married or in a relationship with a partner who you're always giving them a side eye? It's like, who you? I'm with them, but hey, I'm just thinking, I have to, just in case, I have to be prepared. I think that's like just the worst place to be in, like right now where we are in society. Because now, me, I'm always like doubting people.
You are?
Always doubting people. Like I know, and I'm also a victim of that. Like even if I'm in a situation, I'm like, I know this person is about to cheat or do something crazy. Yeah. So
we are diagnosing.
So now you might as well do that. But I'm always like, but that's when we're talking about what she said. That's to protect myself for that. Just in case when it happens, like now, I'm not like, left in shambles, depressed and everything.
So you're already prepared for that
Yeah,
day.
because I think if you go through depression, like let's say in your 30s, man, like that would be the worst thing. Because now you still have bills to pay.
Yeah.
If you're depressed out, like who's going to pay the bills? I don't feel like working. So how are you supposed to pay the bills? Other people maybe who are depending on you and everything. But so now also, like I've said, I don't get to give myself probably a better chance or opportunity to enjoy a relationship without second guessing it.
Okay.
See.
So,
but from a clinical point and everything, and we're not just talking about me, we're talking about in general. It's not about me now. It's just like asking for a friend, yeah. But just even how she said it, like, and just now just projecting past experiences and making us not like just being able to experience the current situation that's actually not yet bad. Like in a clinical perspective, like if you were to advise people to move differently, what would it be?
So like I said earlier, I'd said that everyone could benefit from therapy. Because what therapy does, it undoes your conditioning, the conditioning that you got as a child. Because just because someone is your mother does not mean that automatically everything about them is right. So what we're doing, we remove that conditioning and we bring out now the you with who is a clean slate. Most of us are not a clean slate, adults.
True.
We are the decisions of our parents, our pastors, our brothers and sisters. So it's very hard to undo that conditioning on your own, whereby, as we said, the first, I think, 15, 13 years of a child's life are the most important. That's where they learn everything about life. So wakitoka hapo, it's just to implement.
Yeah.
So if you learned the wrong things, if you learned that men are not to be relied on, if you learned that when a man provides for you, he owes you, if you learned, for instance, that even boys, men that are raised by single mothers, they really struggle with, you'd find that most of them are attracted to alpha females, women that are providers, single mothers.
True.
Yeah, because that is the admiration that their hero as kids.
Used to being told, Baba, Baba.
So the only person who gives you that kind of
already.
treatment is a single mom, an alpha female, a corporate lady, And so them wanaenda wanakuwa house husbands,
Actually,
and they don't
that's
mind.
very true.
Yeah.
But I've seen some people in situations I'm like, and you chose this guy, you chose this. How is this even supposed to work? But now, when you think about it and you just assess the situations, like, this person's background and this person's background. Because even now, like, I know so many women who probably just provide for guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And me in my head just can't register.
Doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense. I'm like, you don't think she can replace you tomorrow? And funny enough, like, those women love these guys to a point where, like, they'd go work, come cook for the same guy, and then make sure, like, mother them kind of. They don't mind.
They
actually don't mind.
This is the life I want.
Yep.
This is the life I
That's
prepared myself for mentally growing up. Yeah, and then people make more sense when you understand where they're coming from.
And I think that's why now, like you've said, like if you stop judging and now just assess and maybe try and think of how somebody grew up.
Every decision, right?
Actually,
even someone would tell me, I had someone tell me they love the smell of cigarette. It did not make sense to me. So why do you love the smell of cigarette? Okay. Until I visited her home and I realized the dad is a chain smoker. So it's not the cigarettes, it's the memory, the what is it called? Attached to cigarette.
Because maybe even the dad, when when they were young, hugging you, you remember like the cigarette.
So your home smells like cigarettes. So it's not the smell of cigarettes.
You might even tend to get attracted to a man who actually smokes and has like that smell of cigarettes, cigarette butts, and all those things. Yeah, I think that's actually even alcohol. When alcohol, it's the same thing. Like the bonding, maybe because like the dad is like those people who like the only time they come home is like when they're drunk as a skunk. That's when they can play with the kids. And at times such dads, you find like there's some dads who are, of course, that's chaotic, but you find like there's some people who like when they drink, that's when now they're more bubbly and everything. They're playing with the kids, they're making jokes. Of course, even if it's lying on the floor, because maybe daddy, when he's coming in sober, he's a serious person. And when he comes, when he's drunk, he's rolling on the floor, they're playing with shoes, toys. So all those memories, you can remember a bit of alcohol, scent.
So someone like that is most likely to find someone who doesn't drink boring. Like they,
of course,
of course. You don't drink. I cannot date men who don't take alcohol.
You're not a man. You're not a man. You don't drink. Oh, true.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think another aspect would be if a father smoked and was a good father. So this girl will always think when they will never know, because some of these things are really, they're in our subconscious. So when you're making these decisions, you're not aware of them. So the smell of cigarettes makes you feel safe because your dad made you feel safe. So you have all these amazing men around you, but then you've never felt safe because there are some things, but then you find this one, Ama, you felt safe, but then it was neither here nor there. And then you find someone who smokes. And because your dad made you feel safe and he was a smoker, now all of a sudden he has 17 red flags, but then he makes me feel safe. You're just like, but I can't explain it. He just makes me feel safe.
And you know the craziest part even about that, it would be like, let's say normal dads when they are smoking, it's when, let's say, they're taking like a break maybe from the house or something, or even if it's morning, they're walking out to do like a smoke session. Maybe if they're not smoking the house, just out of respect of the family and stuff. That's the time probably they'll also be giving you as a kid like pocket money. It's like, yo, you're going to school. Okay, here's the pocket money. So even the money he's giving you that you're going to buy mandazis and it has that smoke, Nini. I'm telling you, okay, parenting, jeez.
Another really interesting dynamic is of a girl who grew up with an absent father, whether emotionally absent or physically absent. Now that girl, when they don't know what to do with a man who's present. They'd be like, hey,
actually true. And it's not like they don't love you.
Yeah,
I think that they love you, and that's just your absence. It makes them like now miss you or feel a bit of love, calling you, even arguing with you. Like, I haven't seen you, haven't called me. But when you come around them, it's like,
because
doesn't do anything for them.
Because when you are like abandoned, that's all you know. You know being abandoned. You don't know what to do with a man. That's when even a man will come and tell you, I love you. What do you want? Yeah.
But now there's something that I would also ask. Because now all these things that we're talking about, like, are the more playful side things and things that excite kids, still instilling good memories for their kids. But now, how do you explain, because these I've just never understood by then, maybe like as women you can also like just maybe tell me whether it's from personal experiences or people you've seen,